But you've got many regional specialities as well, like twists on the various dishes that you might find in the cities, and they can differ very much between each region. And obviously chocolate, John, is very much regarded a national dish of Switzerland as well. Well, it certainly is for me anyway.
Yeah, I've got the figure of somebody who eats a lot of chocolate, so I'll be hugged. You've already said that the trains are run on time and it's easy to get around, and you could be there from the channel in about 6 or 7 hours. Mm-hmm. But going back to when I nearly rode through there on my motorbike, which didn't come off in the end, I didn't fall off, I just changed my mind. There was a motorway permit for people to use. Is that still used?
Oh, absolutely. We sell many of them through our offices here in London. You can buy them at the border at 40 Swiss francs, which you may have to queue, but we can sell them to you for around £30 from my London office, posted out to you, and then there's no queuing at the border for you. But there's still many, many people that drive through Switzerland. I mean, we sell thousands of these motorway vignettes each year. It's difficult to put a number of how many people are just passing through Switzerland and maybe going on to other European countries, Italy, for example. But we know a lot of people like to tour around Switzerland by car. And 2015 is actually, in fact, the year of touring, which is declared by Switzerland Tourism. So there's various holidays, the Grand Tour by car that's being promoted for 2015, and the Grand Tour by train as well. So it's a year of touring in Switzerland. Each year we have a different subject, and 2015 is touring.
Okay. I wasn't going to be touring, I was just going to be going through, and I was a little bit miffed having to pay for a year's worth of...
Yeah, absolutely. It's something that, I've been working for STC for, I dare to say, for about 13 years. And it's something that we've always, it comes up from clients and also the staff that work here, why are we paying for a motorway taxi that's valid for 14 months when we literally just want to pass through? And fingers crossed, hopefully one day, the cries will be heard, and I think there is talk of more of a tourist vignette for those people that just require, a day to drive through and a day to drive back, or maybe just 3 or 4 days stopping off as they continue their journey through Europe. And we hope, John, that that will be available sooner rather than later.
Okay, I'll start sending my emails off and demand it. See what happens. Are there any major annual events each year?
Yeah, Switzerland is definitely the country for events. For such a small country, they've got many, many different events, whether it's events that are to do with culture and traditions of Switzerland, or major sporting events. Some of the big events, you've got the Lauberhorn ski race in Wengen, which is one of the most famous downhill ski races of the winter calendar. You've got the Montreux Jazz Festival, based in Montreux on Lake Geneva, one of the most famous jazz festivals in the world. Art Basel is a huge art event in Basel, which many art lovers travel from worldwide to go and visit. The White Turf in St. Moritz. John, I don't know if you've heard of the White Turf, which is the horse racing on the frozen lake of St. Moritz. That's very famous. And various festivals. The Lucerne Festival is a very large and popular festival. But then the major cities, you've got the street parade in Zurich, which is a big street party in Zurich. You've got various festivals in Geneva. You've got the mountain games in the Jungfrau region. It really is endless, John. There's events going on all the time. If you go to Switzerland in either high winter season or through the summer season, you're never going to be far away from a major event.
People need to book a 52-week holiday to make sure they cover everything.
Exactly, yeah. Absolutely. There is. I will say that before I worked for the company, Switzerland wasn't necessarily on my list of destinations, but I go there myself with my family and my wider family and friends because of my love for the country. Have started to holiday there, and it really is a country that you need to go back to, because you'll pass somewhere on a train, or you'll hear of another place, and the country is so diverse, even from, not just from one canton to the next, but from one city to the next, one village to the next, and there really is something going on 365 days a year.
Not many people can afford to take a holiday lasting 365 days. So if somebody's just got 3 days for a couple in the summer, what should they do?
One of the popular things we suggest would be to get to Zurich, fly into Zurich, try and take an early flight, maybe leave your luggage at Zurich train station, easily done, spend maybe a couple of hours looking around the old town of Zurich, hop on the train to Lucerne, about an hour, get to Lucerne. Lucerne is, I think, what I would call one of the most typically Swiss cities that there is. It's a very old town situated by a lake with snow-capped mountains surrounding it. It's a really beautiful place. There's some great mountain excursions, cable car rides to take up above with amazing views over the Alps and back over the lake. Spend a night in Lucerne, then take what we call the Golden Pass, over the Brunig Pass to Interlaken. And then from Interlaken is the gateway to the Jungfrau region. You've got world-famous excursions such as the Schilthorn, where James Bond was filmed way back then. The Jungfrau Joch, which is the highest train station in Europe. Views over the Elch Glacier. It's a fantastic excursion. So you could potentially spend, 1 or 2 nights in Interlaken, and then take the remainder of the Golden Pass line down to Lake Geneva for your last night, spend it in Montreux or Lausanne, and beautiful place by the lakeside, and then a short journey back to Geneva Airport and fly out of Geneva.
Yep.
So you've experienced sort of cities of Lucerne, Lake Geneva region, the heart of the Jungfrau region, and you've been on one of the scenic train journeys, which is a must when you're in Switzerland. And that's in 3 days, and also a couple of excursions thrown in for good measure. I could give you probably another 10 3-day itineraries as well, but that's a popular one.
That does sound a very good one to do in the summer. But what about if you have 3 days in the winter? Could you do the same trip, or would it be better to do something else?
Absolutely, yeah. The trains run in wintertime, the excursions run in wintertime. It's just a different style of holiday. The rail holiday is very popular for our clients in summertime, but our winter rail holidays are increasingly popular. It's just a different landscape. And some people argue, some people prefer the summer landscape and some people prefer the winter landscape. But that exact itinerary we just discussed can be done summer, winter time. There's no restrictions because of the snow. None at all, no.
So I'm just trying to get over the fact that it still runs in the snow. No, it seems strange.
Yeah. I mean, it's, you've got some of the most iconic trains going in Switzerland. You've got the Glacier Express, you've got the Bernina Express. You're passing through the summertime, you're passing through vineyards and lakes and waterfalls and mountain backdrops. And wintertime, it's just a winter wonderland with snow-covered fields and lakes, and it's a very, very pretty place in winter as well. Not, for a non-skier, it really is.
We've only briefly touched on what you can see and do in Switzerland. How can we find out more?
Well, the Switzerland Travel Centre, we are a specialist tour operator to Switzerland. We're owned by Switzerland Tourism, SBB, the Swiss Railways, and the Swiss Hotel Association. So we are perfectly positioned to advise and give ideas on how to holiday in Switzerland, be that summer or winter. People can call us and visit us on our website, www.stc.co.uk. We'd be very, very happy to discuss the possibilities of holidaying in Switzerland.
Okay, thanks, Nick. Thank you for your time.
You're very welcome. Thanks, John.
The Switzerland Travel Centre can be contacted on 0207 420 4934. The address is Bedford Street in London, and there is a walk-in service if you want some advice on Switzerland, Monday to Friday, 9 till 5. And you can ring Monday, Friday or Saturday morning, I think, to ask questions. And the website is www.stc.co.uk. Best say that again, www.stc.co.uk. And looking at Switzerland from Luton Airport, which is my local airport's point of view, you can fly from Luton Airport to Geneva, Zurich and Basel, however you pronounce it, probably neither of the ways I've said it. But EasyJet do flights from London Luton Airport to Switzerland. You've got the options of 3 different destinations there. If you have been to Switzerland, summer or winter, and you would like to share your photos, please post them at facebook.com/John Guinn Travel Show.
Good morning, sir.
Hi, I'm checking in for my flight.
Lovely. Business or pleasure?
Holiday.
And where will you be staying?
With my parents, they live over there.
Lovely. Travel insurance?
Oh, no thanks.
Have you got travel insurance?
No.
Checked to see if you need any vaccinations?
No.
Checked out the local laws?
No, look. Why do I need to know all this? I'm just staying with my parents.
Is either of your parents A local lawyer, or the chief of police, B, fabulously wealthy, C, the owner of a private plane with its own fully trained medical staff, or D, none of the above?
D?
Lovely. Are you a superhero and in fact immortal?
Things can go wrong on holiday abroad, even if you're staying with family. So check it out before you check in. Find out more at gov.uk/knowbeforeyougo.
You can keep up to date with travel news and leave me a message at facebook.com/John Guinn Travel Show. And now, travel news. Paris has pushed London off the top spot to win back the number 1 place as the highest rated city for 2015 out of a total of 50 cities. Sydney, which had been in the top 3 since 2011, has fallen back to 4th place and has been overtaken by New York. These are the latest findings of the Anhalt GfK City Brands Index, which is a biannual study conducted in September of each biannual year. And this was approximately 2 months before the November attacks in Paris. One of the spokespersons for the company and also the curator of the index said that the survey was conducted before the Paris attacks, although he feels that such attacks did not change people's perception of the city in any significant or long-lasting way. The study evaluates the power and appeal of each city's image given a holistic and detailed perspective based on 6 key dimensions, which are presence, which is the city's international status and standing; place, its physical outdoor aspect and transport; prerequisites, basic requirements such as affordable accommodation and the standard of public amenities; people, as in friendliness, cultural diversity, how safe one feels; pulse, interesting things to do; and potential, the economic and education opportunities available. Paris shows one of the largest score gains overall, surpassing Sydney and London to take the number 1 spot. In 2011 it was first, and 2013 it had fallen to 3rd. 2 other major climbers in the top 10 are Berlin and Amsterdam. Berlin jumps past Amsterdam, Melbourne, Vienna, Toronto and Washington DC to be 7th, which is up from 12th. Amsterdam now ranks at 8th, up from 11th, and the top 10 actually is Paris, London, New York, Sydney, Los Angeles, Rome, Berlin, Melbourne and Washington DC. Earlier I said about a survey that's discovered what British travellers want when they travel, and now we've reached the point where I'm going to share the information with you. British holidaymakers believe a warm welcome from the locals is a key aspect of any great holiday abroad, and this is according to new research released by the Croatian Tourist Board. More than 85% of those surveyed rated friendly locals as the most important factor for a perfect getaway. Next on the holiday wish list for Brits was value for money, while quality time with family and friends completes the top 3. Sunny weather, because we're not used to it I suppose, only made it to 6th spot. The top 10 list is a friendly and warm welcome from local people, value for money, quality time with family and friends, new experiences, good food, always top of my list, sunny weather, good hotel facilities, a range of activities to keep everyone entertained, being understood by the local people, and number 10 is internet access and mobile phone coverage. More about that later. The research, which was commissioned, as I said, by the Croatian Tourist Board, interviewed 11,000 adults across 11 countries and identified 7 different types of holidaymaker. The majority of Brits, 20%, opt for a go native holiday, which means living like the locals and seeking new experiences. The next most popular British holiday